Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Rodman the captain's meeting for Rodman. And we have a surprise guest from the Kayak Adventure Series that's going to hop on here a little bit later on in the live to discuss Ocalapalooza and just kind of talk about a lot about that club and trail. Really, it's a trail and what they're going to be providing for us at the end of this month. So looking forward to that. Really cool guy. We just got to meet him here right before we hopped on live. So looking forward to you guys getting to hear from Eric. But again, we are super excited about this weekend's event on Rodman, especially after this heating trend, or this pretty much this heat trend that's been going on here in the central part of Florida has really made some of those fish active. So hopefully you guys are excited just as much as we are, hopefully, to see some big fish caught there on Saturday, on Rodman. That place has some giants in it. We all know that. And what better time to be on there than when they're potentially moving up to spawn real shallow. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited. And first and foremost, I'm excited because I get to see you guys couple more times before I leave out of here. So super stoked about it. I know we're not going to take too much time on the captain's meeting. It's myself and Todd this evening. Sean is playing Army, so he is not going to be hopping on. He's actually been doing some things. We hadn't even got to talk to him for almost 2 weeks now. We hadn't even got to we hadn't even, it's been a while. So hopefully, Sean, if you're watching this some point, thinking about you. Hopefully everything's going good. Quick too, don't forget, if you are watching this, you're signed up. We got 29, I think, the last time we saw. And the last time we looked, we're at 29 anglers. So get signed up. The more we get signed up, the better. It's going to be your last opportunity before official practice to get pre-fishing in on an eligible body of water for the Ocalapalooza event. As Sunday up until official practice, all waters for Ocalapalooza are going to be off limits until that official practice period begins. So make sure you're following that and don't automatically disqualify yourself. But I see Thomas saying, take the weekend off, champ. You earned it. No, Sherman, come on, sign up, bud. We need you. It's gonna be a fun event. Get you some valuable AOI points there. Making a run for that, Sherman. So get signed up. I know you're not hurting for money after that bass win. So that was a pretty check. But we'll talk about that too a little bit later on, how awesome that is. Again, I bet he's been bombarded with folks reaching out to do lives and whatnot. So definitely hoping to get to bring him and a few of the other folks on the podcast at some point to kind of pick their brains. But main focus this evening is going to be the captain's meeting for that, and then Ocalapalooza event at the end of the month. So appreciate you guys. We got 18 folks hopped on now, but again, if you signed up, drop your name in the comment section below so we can make sure that you watch this. But yeah, let's get started. Again, our goal is to keep this as short and sweet as possible. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section off to the right. And we'll answer them as soon and quick as possible. What's going on, Marvin? Got your stuff, so you're good to go now. A new member is going to be fishing in our the first event coming up on Rodman, so appreciate you for joining the club. If you have any questions, please reach out to us directly. Make sure that you do read the rules and understand those. If you don't, please reach out, and we'll make sure we clarify that for you. But super happy to have you a part of the club, man. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with some of the essentials for the Rodman event. Todd will obviously cover safety like he generally does, and then we'll pull up the boundaries and launch locations immediately following that. Launch locations and everything are tagged on the feature posts on our Florida Kayak Bass Trail official page. If you go to featured, it'll be the first thing, and I tagged everyone in it earlier this week, so you guys should have it. If you need the boundaries, the Google map thing that Sean does, let me know, and I'll send it to you personally if you can't find it. No harm, no foul there. So again, I'm pulling it back up. We're sitting at 30 anglers as of right now. which is awesome. That's sitting at around $700 for first place, and then so on and so forth. So it's around $1,400 is what is in the payout pool for that at 30 anglers, which is pretty good. But I know we can get around 40, so get signed up so that we can continue to hit that 40 angler mark, which is our goal, if we can. So, all right. Launch time is still going to be 30 minutes prior to lines in for every event this season. So far has been 6:30. So lines in is going to be 7. You can launch at 6:30. You may launch your kayak from your trailer or launch it on the bank prior to that, but you cannot leave to go to your spot until 6:30. Okay, you guys
cannot leave within 50 yards of the boat ramp.
Yeah, 50 yards of the boat ramp until 6:30, and then you guys can start heading underway. Then lines in 7 o'clock. Lines out, as always, is 3 p.m. Photo submission deadline is going to be 3:30. There is some of you may have cell phone reception issues if you're up in the creek in that area, so make sure. It's in the middle of the Ocala National Forest. Make sure, if you haven't been out there already, cell phone service can be wishy-washy in some parts of the lake. So there is a upload photo in lower resolution. That's an option on your phone. You got to check the box. But if you decide to use that, make sure your photo is as clear as possible, no glare, because if the judge cannot verify the length of your fish in contact, it's going to be disqualified. So it may lead to you having to get off the water a little bit earlier and finding service. However, I've been out there. I have AT&T, and I'm able to upload fish easy. It does. You do have to. It does take a little bit longer, so it might chew up a little bit more of your battery. But definitely, it is possible to upload your fish in a timely manner. Just make sure you're not holding on to them at the last minute and trying to upload them 30 minutes before lines in, because it could pose a problem, and we're not extending that photo submission deadline. If you upload your fish consistently throughout the day, that is going to be the best practice for this event. Don't wait till the last minute. Award ceremony is going to be at 4:15, and that's going to be at, we'll show you which boat ramp that's at, but it's going to be the Kenwood boat ramp. That's the main boat ramp kind of on the central east side of the lake. It's the same location in which we had it last time. But yes, 4:15 award ceremony as always. And yeah, that's kind of the tournament details there. Same as every event, but for the new folks that haven't fished before, that's where it is. You can find all this information on Fishing Chaos on the tournament dashboard. If you go scroll down, you can see it there kind of on the middle. You just scroll down, show details, and it'll show you all of the tournament details there. If you're new to the club and it's your first time using Fishing Chaos, reach out to me and I'll send you a video screen sharing on how to do it, and we'll make sure you're squared away for the next event. So I'm looking here. Hunter Taylor cell service has sucked everywhere, but I can get a little bit away. I can get it a little bit away from the ramp. I have T-Mobile. Yeah, T-Mobile. Yeah, if you guys have T-Mobile, figure out where the service is good and make sure you're uploading those fish.
Oh no, Scott Gibbons says his barbecue is closed.
Uh-oh. Ruh-roh. Hopefully you guys have been out there doing some pre-fishing and kind of noticing where there are places out there that do have service. So if you got to get off the water to get to the boat ramp, I know we had it out there last year, and I believe the only person that had issues was actually Todd had some issues with his T-Mobile. His T-Mobile.
It was T-Mobile.
So, but yeah, just giving you guys a heads up on that right now. It's a good lake, but cell service, it is out in the middle of nowhere, so it can be iffy. That's pretty much everything I covered for tournament details. Todd, I'll turn it over to you now for safety and answer it, and I'll monitor the comments.
All right, yeah. So safety is the same as what we always have. First of all, number one, wear your FD at all times while you're on the water. You can take it off to, add or remove any clothes that you need to, but you need to put it right back on. We have had anglers that have been disqualified for not wearing the life jacket. So be sure to wear it at all times while on the water. It's just for you to be safe and want anybody to wind up, drowning out there. Do have your flag flown at all times, along with the 360 light shining on if it's before daylight, before sunrise, or low light conditions. If you're running a motor, be sure to have your navigation lights and make sure that you have all your registration done on your motor as well. Also, be very careful out there on Rodman. There's lots and lots of trees out there underwater. So just be very careful, mindful. You could hit one of those. It could toss you from your kayak. You can run up on it. You can get stuck on one, so be careful. Watch what you're doing, all the way around.
Yeah, I'll tell you this real quick, Todd, about those stumps. I snap if you have live scope poles or transducers, or if you are someone that kind of goes with your power pole down a little bit and acts as a skeg, it will catch and throw you out of your kayak. And I snapped my thick, it's like a 1/2 inch thick live scope pole or pole holder in half, gone. And I wasn't going fast. The wind was just pushing me, and it just snapped it like that. I know last year Mitchell, he hit a stump, and it pretty much almost ripped his XI3 off the front of his kayak. It bent his metal XI3 mount. So I know I seen Christopher Lindsay. Yep, broke his prop. So just make sure you guys are not going wide open across the lake, especially in the morning or anytime really, right? Just be vigilant. There, if you don't see it, that doesn't mean there ain't sticks there. There are timber submerged under the water, and I mean huge timber logs that will definitely throw you out of your kayak. We were out there pre-fishing, and I had to go pull Harrelson off. He high-centered one, and we had to pull him off, and he wasn't going nowhere. So be smart, be vigilant of that. If you do get stuck, and you're a competitor out there, if someone needs help, please go outside of your way and try to help them as much as you can. If you need anything, you have my phone number. You can text me. I'll be launching out of the Kenwood boat ramp just because it's central, and I figured that we'd be there to answer any questions or help anybody that I need to, and that's where the award ceremony is. So I'm just going to kind of stick it out there and fish in and around that area. So, yep, give me a call. But Todd, I'll turn it back over.
So be careful for the manatees out there. The manatees can, they're curious creatures, and they may come up around your boat. They can bump, knock you out. So watch out for the gators, snakes, all of that good stuff. That it's warming up now. They're going to be on the move. So, but just be safe. Use common sense all the way around. Most importantly, wear your PFD. Another thing you might want to do as well on the safety factor is just, lock some of your gear down. Make sure you got your catch board strapped in, tethered in, phone tethered in, all those great things. So, you could be going with your phone in your hand, hit a log, and boom, there goes your phone in the water. And phones nowadays, they keep getting more and more expensive. So definitely don't want to do that. But I think that about covers everything on the safety. Just, again, make sure your flag is up, make sure it's flying, make sure it sits up above your head when you're seated, And the main reason for the flag is just so other boats, I know the flag ain't much, but it's just to add a little something that may be moving around, a little flash or something that could show another boater that you're out there on water, especially if you've got a kayak that's I guess I call it a low visibility kayak, one that blends in with the water and Other boaters may not see you, and we definitely don't want to have an accident like that. So,
Yeah. Yeah, knock on wood, we've been good, and it's because of all of the safety measures that we have in place. But you can have all the safety measures in place, and something can still happen. So just make sure you do your part, please. And we're here to help and assist in any way that we can. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you guys are safe and having fun, and making it back off the water each and every day. So that you're out there. So if you have any questions about the details or any of the safety requirements, catch boards and the Yak Attack leaderboard are the only two authorized measuring devices that we will allow. If this is your first event fishing this year or first event in general, we will be posting a catch board or a what do we call those things, Todd? I'm drawing a blank. A board check. There we go. Board check on our Florida Kayak Bass Trail official page. Please drop a photo of your board, and your catch board or Yak Attack leaderboard in the comment sections. We will review it. Make sure that your board meets the criteria for our rules. Remember, for those of you that are
the full board.
yes,
That
the full board
all the way through to the end, not just portions of it. The full
yeah,
board.
it should look like. Did I have one for a board check on here? I think I took it off. But yeah, we need the entire board, including the inside of the fence, because I don't know how many folks we have new in here. Yeah, Marvin, make sure you do the board check. Perez, if you can just help him and make sure that he has the contrasting mark as well that's on the inside of the fence, he'll be good to go, just so that we can make sure he's squared away on that portion of it, because I do
Another
know I
thing,
think
speaking of
he's
the
the only
boards,
one.
speaking of the boards, one other thing, whenever you're taking a photo and submitting it with the fish on it, make sure the whole fence is in the picture.
Yes,
Like,
we have
that
seen
is the
so
main
many
thing.
of
The
those.
end of the board doesn't have to be on it. Just make sure the left end of the fence, that right there, that be denied
That
because
will be, yes. It needs to, your all photos need to look like that's a good overhead photo, right? I can see the entire fence, the board, everything pretty clearly. Okay. So definitely, I can't tell you how many I've seen in the past couple of events where your 3 out of your 5 photos are good, and 2 out of your photos, a portion of your the fence is cut off. Okay, and we're denying those entries. And that's why it's very simple and plain in the rules. It says the entire board must be visible in the photo, and it's an overhead shot, no drastic angles.
Yeah. Frizzy has a question here.
We'll talk about that. I see it.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, Frizzy, we'll cover that here in a minute, whenever we go over it. But I think this is in relation to either after. Can we fish the out of bounds flow side of the dam after off the water of pre-fish tomorrow? As long as you're not fishing in on tournament waters in the bounds, I mean I can't control what you do, as far as that goes. If you are fishing inside the boundaries of the lake, then no. Anything outside of that, again, I have no control over what you do. Just yeah. All right. That answered those questions. We're going to move on over to the boundaries. If you want to pull up the photo, Todd, I'll kind of go through them if you're able to share your screen. If not, then
I got you.
all right. Good questions. We'll get moving on this, and then we're going to cover some other things too before we have Eric come on. So, all right. So we're looking at Rodman. All right. So I think a lot of folks, Kenwood Boat Ramp is there in the center. Oh, there you go, Todd. Kenwood Boat Ramp is there. That is going to be the location of our award ceremony. You guys, again, there's a small canal there. If there's a significant amount of people launching out on Kenwood, you guys are free to move away from that area and kind of position yourself in the opening out there a little bit. It's a little bit further than 50 yards away from the boat ramp, but where it opens up there, you guys are more than welcome to go there and stage to open up the boat ramp for kayakers and other boaters, because a lot of boaters use that boat ramp. So to get out of the way of that, you guys are more than welcome to stage down there into those openings. You guys cannot enter that lake until 6:30. Okay, so that's Kenwood. Is it me, or is it going away every so often? Okay, all right. That's Kenwood. You guys have the Orange Springs boat ramp. Yes. Oh, thank you, Denton, too. We'll talk about that too, Denton. I will cover that here tomorrow as well, or for tomorrow. You have the Orange Springs boat ramp and the ferry boat landing boat ramp. The ferry boat landing boat ramp, that is a gravel road down there to get down into that area. Parking is limited. I haven't been down there in that way, but I don't know if it's blocked or not from vegetation. So just be mindful of that. If you haven't pre-fished it, reach out, ask folks if the boat ramp's clear. The Orange Springs boat ramp up there, that is going to be an eligible launch. And then the dropped pin just north of that, it's Highway 315, Northeast Highway 315. That is going to be your boundary. Do not cross under that road, even if it is, I don't even know if it's passable, or even you could even fish up there. But that is a boundary. If you go scroll on down towards the south, Todd, keep going down the river. Okay, so you have those two drop pins right there. Can you zoom in on that, Todd? There's a boat ramp right there by the bridge. You guys can put in by that boat ramp. You guys cannot go under that bridge. It is the East County Road 316. That is the furthest you guys can go. From Eureka West boat ramp, you can only head north into Rodman, the Rodman Reservoir. You guys can fish that little back area there to the right where the dam, that lock used to be. You guys can fish that. That's fine if you guys can get back up in it. But the furthest you can go south is East County Road 316. Okay. Scroll on up. Eureka boat ramp is slippery. I'll tell you this right now. If they haven't cleaned it, it has algae and stuff on the bottom. You will slip and slide into the water. It's happened to numerous people. Just be very mindful and careful of that. And yeah, be safe. It is a steeper boat ramp. Okay. Todd, go up towards the dam. Yeah, David Meyer said the slip and slide ramp. I think he slid, he fell victim. I fell victim to it. So, all right. So this is going to be, go up to the north there in that cove, that bridge. Sorry, Todd. It's a little. Yep. So County Road 310, you can't go underneath that bridge. That's as far as you can go. That's a boundary. Scroll on out, Todd, and go down to the ramp. So I know there's quite a few folks that are staying at the state park down there, at Rodman, that Rodman campground area. And the boat ramp is at Rodman Dam there. There's a Rodman Dam boat ramp that's eligible to use. If you guys are obviously staying in the campground, you guys can utilize that ramp. I believe
I think it doesn't open the ramp until 8 o'clock, right?
Yeah. So if you aren't staying at the campground, you're not going to have access to that ramp until 8 o'clock. But if you're staying in the campground, it is open to members who are camping there. It's open to them, to those residents for that weekend. Okay. If you scroll on down, Todd, towards the lock there, obviously you guys cannot lock into, you guys can, keep going. You can fish underneath that, Todd. Keep going. There's a kayak launch there too.
It's on the other side.
No. Yeah, that's the dam. Yeah, so go up towards the canal, Todd. That's the dam. You can't, obviously you're not going to go swimming down the dam. Yeah.
I know.
Go to the You guys can go all the way down to the lock. Can you just zoom in on that? Yep. Obviously, don't don't go in there. Be respectful of that too. You can't fish within a certain footage. I think it's 150 foot of the lock anyway. So where there's signs posted that you cannot fish, no fishing allowed, obviously do not fish in those areas. I know they got signs posted where that is kind of put out. Do not go back into those areas. Your fish will be disqualified. But you can scroll out. There was some questions about the dam. Be smart. You can only fish the inside part of the dam. Okay. The kayak launch is on the back side of the dam. So that's not an eligible launch there. I don't even know if that's even accessible to get on the other side of the dam from the kayak launch. I've never fished down there, but it looks to be that would be a great place to launch and then float down the river. So again, we have posted those boundaries and those boat ramps. If you have any questions in regards to that, please reach out to me and we will make sure that you guys are taken care of. Current was ripping it there in the river last time I was there and had to use full power on my motor to move up current. Yes, current is ripping in that river. So make sure you're squared away and you're equipped properly to handle those conditions. Because paddling against the current on the way back is not going to be a winning battle. I can tell you that. Any questions on boundaries? It's a lot of water is in play. So make sure you guys are following the guidelines. If you have any questions, reach out. It's pretty simple. You can find this map, exactly what we have here, on our Florida Kayak Bass Trail official page, Facebook page. You guys can access that there. And it's actually, you can put it on your phone. If you open it up on your phone, it'll show you where you're at in real time while on the lake. So it'll be able to show you if you're within the boundaries or not. Okay. All right. So that's going to wrap up that portion of the captain's meeting. But what we do want is we have Eric. He is with Drew and those guys with the Kayak Adventure Series and the Ocala-Palooza event that we have on February 21st, 22nd. Well, really that whole week leading up to the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring Eric on and let him introduce himself, talk a little bit about the Kayak Adventure Series, Ocala-Palooza, and all that. So yeah, Eric, it's a pleasure to have you on the live tonight. We're super pumped and excited to be able to get to team up with you guys for the Kayak Adventure Series Ocala-Palooza event here. So I'm going to turn it over to you, let you introduce yourself and talk to the crew.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Can you hear me first off?
Yeah, we got you.
Awesome. Am I able to present too if I hit that?
Okay. You should be able to. Do you see media assets and everything on the right?
Yeah, I see present on here. I'll hit it in a little bit because I'm going to take everybody through once I introduce myself that we have a page for Ocala-Palooza, so it's really cool. I'm jealous. I was listening in. I'm up in Minnesota right now, so you guys are living all of the itches that I have. We got about 8 inches or 12 inches of snow headed our way in about a day. So I have no fishing in sight, but I get to talk about it, and I'm really excited to do that. So for you guys don't know, my name's Eric Kruger. I teamed up this year with Drew Gregory, the founder of the Kayak Adventure Series. I'm coming on as how I would describe it as a local tournament team connector. So when Kayak Adventure Series comes into a location, my vision when I talked with Drew is how do we work with tourney directors, but also the competitors themselves, both to introduce them to a national level of fishing, but also then build a strong camaraderie within the region itself. What I'm really excited for with Ocala, Florida is, as we talked about previously, Chris, like this is a big bass haven. So I think we're going to have some really fun things to talk about with some of the prizes and also all the different things, because it's going to feel like a lot the first time we talk about it. Everything that you guys can do. So I'm just going to pull it up right now. There we go. Perfect. Can you all see that? Perfect. So one of the unique things with Kayak Adventure Series, guys, is like Chris was saying, is it's not just a 1 day, not just a 2-day event. This is really going to start Thursday evening. And what the cool thing about that is the tournament itself is the February 21st through 22nd. But our really big goal is how are we going to increase camaraderie, both people that are coming out of state as well as the locals. I wanted to go over the schedule first because these are the important things that we all need to know. We're looking at Wednesday evening. We're going to have a welcome dinner for everybody. So not a lot of clubs get to do that. And it's a really cool thing for everybody to know. The beautiful part about that is it leads into Thursday, which is going to be the end for pre-fishing. So the big thing for you guys is the 2-8 event that you guys are doing does not count for the 4 days that we allow within the 2-week practice period. If they didn't let you know that, that's an extra advantage for you guys in a good way. So you guys are going to have one quote unquote extra day to fish the area. And that's what's really cool about this event is I think it's going to really allow local anglers to shine against people that are coming in because you guys are going to have direct knowledge of all of the fishing areas, of the setup, of all the local things. And it's going to give you that awesome advantage. But like I said, Wednesday will be a welcome dinner for everybody from 6 to 8 at the District Bar and Kitchen. Pre-fishing is going to end on Thursday the 20th around 5 p.m. And then we get to have opening ceremonies. And that's really fun. It's going to be at Midtown Station. Looking at the venue, there's going to be food trucks, like a bunch of things to get everybody really excited for that day. And also so people know, which we'll talk about, is the registration ends at 8 p.m. So you have technically up until the 20th to register for this event. But talking with Drew is that the first 50 people signed up get a really awesome, we call it a swag bag. I don't know what's all in it, so it's going to be a surprise for you. But knowing Drew, it's going to be really worth your time to sign up early and get in on this. And then the big thing that I really like, I'm not always a morning person. Our tournament setup is really, really unique. On Friday the 21st, there's actually going to be what we call a Bass U brunch. It's sponsored by Bass University. There's going to be food at 10 a.m. We're going to get a seminar by Shannon Gorman, who's an awesome fish biologist, super big following on Instagram. I'm a nerd about fishing. So when we can hear somebody that knows fish behavior, you're really going to want to listen in. There's also going to be another seminar. We haven't decided what that's going to be, but it's really awesome because you're not having to get up super early on either one of these days. So especially, again, local guys, like you're not getting up early. You have inside knowledge, so you're going to have a really good advantage to do this. And the beautiful thing is if you can't make Friday's lines in at 3 p.m., you can still fish this tournament. It's the best 5 fish Friday and Saturday combined. So just because if you can't make Friday, you still have a full day to fish on Saturday. That is a big thing that I've had questions on. And if you can't make it, it's only from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. is fishing time on Friday. So it's a really short time, but it's going to allow people, if they have that extra day, to fish it. But the nice part is if you can't, launch is 7 a.m. the next day, lines in at 7 as well. You're out by 3 p.m. The beautiful, beautiful thing that I think that makes us different is we're having a really big festival. And I know, Chris, we talked about this, that the last awards ceremony was kind of small. But really our big goal for this series and as we move forward is to highlight you guys, especially people that want to create content, that are already creating content or are looking to get into creating content. Our closing ceremony is really going to highlight that for everybody. Is you're going to be able to be on stage, which I know everybody loves to do. You're going to be able to show off videos, pictures, anything for both yourself and the audience to see, both to help build your brand. And also we can use KAS to then highlight your own brand. And that's really our big goal, is how do we highlight the people creating content while also creating a highly competitive event? So we're really excited to do that from 3 to 5:30 for this festival. It's going to be kayak demos, yard games. We've got food. And the award show is going to be streamed live at 6 p.m. back at the Riley Arts Center. So those first 2 pictures you guys saw was the event center, which in my opinion, like there's not a lot of events outside of really big level events that you're going to get to be on a stage. Like you're truly going to get to be up in front of everybody, getting to experience a lot of that fun events. Big things that are different about ours as well. I can link this into your guys' chat or Facebook group. There's a bunch of divisions that you can compete in. So there is the individual angler division, but there's also the Torqeedo team division. So that's 75 in anglers. So if people are not wanting to do the full individual angling, you can still sign up as a team. Yep. We do a micro finesse bag, and we also have a high school division. So if anybody has kids under the age of 18, it's actually 50% off individual registration for them. And they actually have their own tournament trophy. So it's a really cool way to get both young and anybody else that wants to compete together. Other big things that I really like that I think is really cool, we talked about this off stream, but cross kicks, we have a century belt. So I'm anticipating a couple 100+ inches, and I can link some pictures in the chat that y'all get. Everybody that catches 100 inches plus gets a Century Club WWE style belt. Which
yes, sir.
I know everybody wants that on there. But the other one that I throw in for everybody is the GoPro Big Bass. The one with the biggest bass captured on camera that can be a rear or a chest view can win a new GoPro as well. The other thing to know about that is if the big bass is tied between two people, the winner is not time. It's the person that records that fish as well. So that is something to know as well, that it's incentivizing you guys to try out some skills with recording. And if it doesn't work, like there's a lot of people here that can help you figure this out and start learning how to use that. Because I know we've talked a lot about that. And I know there's been some real changes about potentially in the future having video as part of the CPR rules. So we're really trying to encourage that. We will highlight you in any way that we can, sharing across social media platforms. So I am also in charge of getting content creators on our site. So we actually highlight anybody that decides to send us a message with their content profile. We will get you up on the site. Other big things that we're looking at, similar to what you guys already looked at, we do have eligible water listed on there. There's going to be a lot more than I don't know just because I'm up in the Midwest. So Chris, that might be up to you to break down all of this various water. But the big things that I tell everybody is that any type of free-flowing canal, creek, and river that you can get into is eligible as long as it's in these eligible core bodies of water. The boundaries are soft. So if you can access that from the soft boundary, you can go beyond the boundary itself. Those are big things that we like to highlight for people. So it's a little bit different than the rule structure that's set up for you guys when I was listening in. Yeah. But I am of the opinion that I think anglers should have that autonomy to research, look for any types of small little creeks, channels, anything else. And I think it makes it a really unique event because it's meant to be flexible for you as the angler. You're not out of luck if you can't fish the entire time. And there's a lot of ways to win. So we are super, super excited to be down in Florida for our first event. And that's kind of the big nuts and bolts of everything that we're doing. So you guys can see, like, there's a lot of opportunities to spend time with high-level people that are going to be there. I mean, you're going to see a lot of the top anglers at this event, and you're going to be able to sit down with them for a dinner, or you're going to be able to sit down with them for brunch. Like, there's not a lot of times where people have that extra time built in to be around a bunch of people that are really, really, really smart about fishing and understand it and are willing to talk about it. So I really think that this is going to be an awesome event, and there's a lot of good incentive to get in as early as you can, especially with the gift bags, because Drew told me that they're going to be awesome, and I was told to tell you guys that twice.
No, well, I appreciate that, Eric. We actually have this linked to all of our social media when we make posts about it too. So if you have anything that you want me to send out digital media wise, let me know. Yeah. I can put that out, send it out via Facebook and other social media platforms that we have to really get this to sell this. Again, we need you guys to keep these big trails and things coming down to Florida. We need the participation. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you guys there and taking part in it. This will be my last tournament in the state of Florida. So I'm looking forward to it before I make my journey up to North Dakota. And then I'll actually be fishing the Kayak Adventure Series. I believe it's in May when you guys are in Minnesota.
That's actually, let me think. That's July 12th and 13th.
July.
So you're coming up.
Yeah, you're right.
You're coming up to my neck of the woods.
Yeah, so I'm actually moving to Grand Forks, so I'm going to be working out of there, and then I'm going to be fishing I'll be fishing that event too. So I'm excited as an angler. So
Yeah.
I'm super pumped about it. If you don't mind, Eric, I do want to tie in a little bit to answer any questions about how we kind of tie into it as well. We are we're having a free Angler of the Year event in conjunction with the Kayak Adventure Series. I know we spoke about it and posted all over our social media about it. It's a free entry and an optional big bass. It's either 20. I think it's $20. A $20 big bass ticket. So you guys, again, you can sign up and not choose the big bass and it's free. But if you want to get into the big bass side pot, you'll pay the $20. If you are signed up to fish the Ocala-Palooza event, you will only be eligible to fish all the water that is open in the Ocala-Palooza. But if you are just fishing the FKB, you've signed up to fish the FKBT event. The other eligible body of water for you guys is Lake Harris. Since that's where our event was originally scheduled earlier on this year, you guys are able to just fish Harris, or you guys can hop in and go fish the Ocala-Palooza eligible bodies of water as well. As of right now, I don't see anybody that's not signed up for Ocala-Palooza that isn't signed up for our event. So eligible bodies of water, if you're in Ocala-Palooza, are Ocala-Palooza. If you are fishing just FKBT, you have the option to fish Harris as well. Okay. The award ceremony is going to be at the same location that we have here. We teamed up with them, and we'll be doing our award ceremony right immediately before theirs goes live. At what time again, Eric?
That time for our,
I think it said 5, right?
It's going to be 6. So we have 6 p.m. is the ceremonies itself, and there actually is an after party too. So if people want to stay around, there will be an after party as well. So, but there is going to be food and yard games like from 3 to 5:30 with some of the fish photo, in between as we're getting that. So yeah, yours guys could be right after before that.
Yeah, we were going to do ours. It's at 6. So yeah, ours was going to be at 5. But the only caveat to that is if the person who is also in our club that's fishing or signed up for our event, if they won first place, we're not going to expose that prior to the bigger award ceremony. We're not going to spoil that. So if that's the case, we'll kind of handle that. But the award ceremony will be at 5 at the same venue location as this. They have a stage kind of outside, and they'll have the speaker and everything set up. We'll take care of it there, and then just kind of partake in the festivities. It says I'm sorry, I'm answering a question here.
Yeah, you're good.
If anyone chooses to only do the FKBT, will they also get in the only time that if you guys are fishing FKBT, it is a 1-day event. Normal lines in 7 to 3. It's just, but it's only 1 day. You're not going to get Friday. It's one code. You will have your separate code, and we use Fishing Chaos. They are the Kayak Adventure Series is on Tourney X.
Correct.
Right. So you will get your own code for that Saturday for just the FKBT members. If you are fishing Ocala-Palooza, the code is going to be whatever the Kayak Adventure Series had. We're not going to have a different code. It's just going to be that same code. You upload it, and then we'll be good to go. That we're going to make this as less complicated as possible for you guys. We just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to earn some Angler of the Year points while also competing in the Kayak Adventure Series event that we're hosting. Will we upload to FKBT on Friday? Oh, yeah. So, yes, Snurley, that answered that question. It's just Saturday. And does Tourney X require a monthly or yearly fee?
No.
Not on the user end.
Free account.
Yep. Not on the user end. You're good.
Yep. So I think there are fees with Tourney X that you'll pay, but that's all. I think it's all kind of factored in, right, Eric?
Yeah. So on the individual angler side, you never have a fee. It's just the organization that's putting on through Tourney X has the fees on their end. So you just create an account for free, and then whatever the tournament entry cost is what you'll pay. Yep.
That's what I'm tracking. I'm not too familiar with Tourney X. We do Fishing Chaos, but It's as simple as possible. If you have any questions about that, please let us know. We have Eric and Drew that are more than happy to answer any questions. All their information can be found on this website as well. There is the POC information there, Eric.
Yep, I will find that too and make sure we have everything. Let me see. I can just share the links once we're done, and I'll just get them over to you if there's any big stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw another question here from Sam too. I'm like, yeah, it's a great time to find a partner too. If you guys don't want to do the individual, like it's a really sweet and fun event to do as a tandem. Like I know a lot of people ended up signing up as just random people in the group. I had from last year said they just went out, signed up, did it, and they loved it.
Yeah. So my next question is, you can sign up for the individual and team, right? You can sign up for both. You can
sign up for So you can do you can do individual and team. It's totally okay.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be a fantastic event. I'm super excited. I've heard really good things about this as when you guys kicked it off last year in the events that you guys had. It's a really neat concept. I'm extremely excited about getting to take a part in. I'm glad that you guys reached out to us and allowed us the opportunity, as well as Florida Bass Nation. I think it's Buzz Burline is also they're also taking part in this and having an event on Sunday on Lake Santa Fe, right? Lake Santa Fe.
Correct.
I think that's the lake. So if you guys want to fish on Saturday, a lot of our anglers are also members of the Northeast, Central, and South divisions for the Florida Bass Nation. This is also an extra opportunity for you guys to get in another Angler of the Year point event for Bass Nation as well. So Buzz Burline, you guys know him, but you can also register right here from that one site for that event as well. Okay.
Let me see. They had a question about Lake Griffin. Let me see.
Yes. So we actually talked about this. You can fish up to the creek that enters into Lake Griffin.
Okay.
Yep. Lake Griffin, I think, I forgot the name of the river. I think it's like I forgot. Yeah, I forgot the name. They're tough names, but yeah, you can fish up to the mouth of Griffin. Okay. Now, Drew Gregory, he might reach out. We can reach out to him and say, I know he talked about it, and he talked about it in our the release video that they hosted a few months ago in regards to Ocalapalooza. So Denton, go back and watch that video, and he explains what that looks like, and how Lake Griffin does play a part into that particular event. So just go back and read that. But if you have any questions about that, Denton, please reach out to Drew Gregory and their team, and they'll.
I'll message him. I'll message him when we jump off and just get clarification on that, and then I can just shoot that back to you.
Yep, I appreciate that, and we'll post anything. Again, the big thing is, guys, get signed up. Get signed up early so you guys can claim one of those gift bags, but also too. Take part in the little side things. They have a ton of ways in which you guys can win some prizes and take home some cool gear. They have a really cool Angler of the Year trailer that they're going to be giving away as well for Angler of the Year for this series. It's an Overland trailer.
Yep, I got you.
I got to see it I got to see it with Drew Gregory at the Bass Award ceremony on Saturday. It's pretty cool.
Let me see if I can. Trying to remember if I can find it. Let's see.
So they have the Z-Man's Micro Finesse, the micro bag.
Yep. So we got a couple things in there too, which is kind of fun too. And I always throw in there that it's not just the fish sometimes, because they also have like the tackle for trash. It's one of the random ones that I really love. It's those that pick up the most or unique trash items is eligible to win a $50 to $100 Omni fishing gift card. So it's something super like silly, but it's really good because conservation obviously is a big thing for us.
Yeah, a lot of our
it's really fun.
You never know what you might pick up here in Florida.
That's true. Yeah, we're always picking up a lot.
I was gonna say that might be more dangerous. I'll find and link the exact trailer on there too. So
yeah, no worries.
Get that going.
Yeah.
But
well, we're going to be posting a lot of stuff.
I'll find that. But yeah, there's a lot of ways to win.
Yeah, there's a ton of ways, and again, we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's a lot to do that week leading up to it. I took the whole week off. It's one of the last weeks before I head up north to the whatever you want to call it, the frozen tundra. I guess I don't never really been.
You're coming to my land, friend. You're gonna get to feel the snow and anybody. Yeah, you're gonna be in for a great treat up on the river. But I'm doing the same for at least the Mississippi event. I'll take Wednesday through the Friday off because there is so much that you get to do that's not just being on the water, because that was like my biggest gripe sometimes is like you can be around these really great anglers, but like you go there, you fish, you do the awards, and then you
go home. Yeah
you don't get to ask any questions, like you don't get to hear what they did or what that, because most people are pretty exhausted. But you're not getting up at 3 a.m. for this. You're able to fish hard, not be super exhausted by the end of the day, and still be able to ask questions and have fun.
Absolutely.
Hey, Eric, quick question. Do you know what the payout's going to look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. Let me see. Let me pull back up. I had it listed on my recap stuff. Let me see where I put it. I think it'll be in events. Give me one sec. So from what I understand, and don't quote me on this, that payouts are going to be potentially, depending on sign up to a $10,000 GoPro guarantee. So that's going to be dependent on our total signups, but I can confirm that with Drew. But that was initially what we talked out for. I don't know what the distribution will be yet until we have finalized signups, but you guys are going to be fishing. That's the big thing I always highlight. It's still a national event coming this way. Even though it's fun, there's going to be big payouts for people competing in this. Like you're not just going in for fun outside of what we talked about. There's going to be payouts as more people join too.
Yeah.
That's a great question. I'll make sure that I get a more detailed payout list as we get a little bit closer, because it's going to depend on our signups, but that's why it's kind of nice to sign up earlier. We can get a better idea of what the total payout will be.
Yeah, and Drew talked about that a little bit too on the on the initial opening for Ocalapalooza that we did a few weeks back. But again, it is really dependent, just like anything else, on signups, participation. Right? A lot of these trails, these national trails that come down here, they talk and they have permits through Ocala or certain what do they call them? The certain events.
It's the
tourist.
Who are you guys with? The Tourist Bureau.
The Tourist Bureau.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if they're on here. But yeah, the Bureau for Ocala, right? I'm sure that they've talked with them, and it's all really based off of how many people we get signed up to. That guarantee, I think there's a minimum of how many anglers have to be signed up in order for GoPro to actually put that $10,000 towards it.
I'll get that number again from Drew. So I'll make sure I'm making some notes here of just stuff that I can follow up for you to share with the group, because I just don't have the number off the top of my head. So I don't want to just throw a number out there till we have it.
And we'd love to have you guys back on too, leading up into the week of that event, to where we can talk about it. I'm sure Drew and them probably have stuff planned. Include us on that, and we'll share it, or at least just let us know, and we'll share it with our club to have them watch it. And answer any questions that they may have leading up into the weeks of the event. So, but this is going to be awesome, man. We got a really big club here, a lot of really good people. And I'm super excited that they get an opportunity to take part in this, very unique trail series. And I think once they do it, I think they're going to be hooked. With what it offers, right? Because in Florida, in our trail, we focus on a lot of the big lakes that produce big fish. What you guys have done with Ocalapalooza puts the majority of all those lakes in play for one event, which really, I'm telling you right now, the river systems that are connecting those lakes have produced 10 to 13 pound bass on the yearly basis. Like, it's absolutely insane. All right, so I think you're pulling up this CrossFit Century belt, right?
So those are the Century belts in there too.
Oh, hold on one second. Is it freaking out on your behalf?
Show off the belts. You can't not come in and talk about the belts once it loads up.
Yeah. Sorry if our StreamYard is
There we go. So, like you said, I mean,
you got catch trophies and a pretty awesome century belt there. I'm not sure why our StreamYard is having a fit right now. It looks like
it's reloading. We broke him with the century belts.
There you go. Yeah, there we go. And you got the medallions around the neck too.
Yep. That's awesome. Yep. So I mean, it's going to be awesome. Like everybody, I mean, like I said, even in St. Cloud, like I'm gunning for a century belt, even up in the Minnesota area. Like I want one of those on my wall. I don't have one. Yeah. I want to get one of those. How can you not want one?
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Yeah, those are awesome looking trophies and century belts. So hopefully, and I know right now, 100 inches is definitely doable. We've seen it done back to back on the Kissimmee chain this past weekend, right? There's so many fish that were caught, 20-inch fish that were caught this past weekend. That's insane. And I tell you right now, Ocalapalooza, around that time, it is going to be absolutely insane on what numbers people can reach in that amount of time on those bodies of water. So Denton Giovinco did say, he said, from what he remember from Drew's earlier video on Facebook, to qualify for the GoPro guarantee, the angler has to have a GoPro and share a minimum of 2 videos of their fish caught with Drew / the Facebook page to qualify for that payout. Yeah, that does sound right. But we'll get all of the payouts and all of the guarantees, all that listed out in our next live. We'll break it down one more time for you guys and make sure you guys are squared away and prepared in order to make yourself eligible for the side pods.
Yep, that works for me. I think that's perfect.
Awesome. Well, Eric, I really do appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us and introducing yourself, talking about the Kayak Adventure Series and what it's all about and kind of what the whole mindset and goal is for the trail. We're extremely excited about it. We're in the business of making kayak fishing the best thing that it can possibly be, right? We are all about fishing and having fun. And I think this is a phenomenal way to a phenomenal thing for the sport in general, right? We don't get a chance to do this as often. So hopefully you guys take part in all of the festivities leading up to the event. That's what I'm extremely excited about, getting to hang out with some folks and learning from some of the pros. So hopefully I get to see you guys out there. I can't say that enough. Please get out there, participate. And I hope to see you at some of the events throughout the week. And if you have any questions, Eric, we can post your social media on our page. You can get in contact with them or go directly to the tournament directors there. Or you can go directly with me and I'll reach out to them on your behalf. So again, we try to keep these lives under an hour, right? It's Thursday. So we try to keep them under that hour mark and we're at about 58 minutes now. And so we did that and that's awesome. So Eric, I do appreciate you. And we'll be in contact and share. We'll come back next week or so and talk a little bit more about it.
No, thank you guys so much for your time. Like they said, if you have any questions, I'll share my contact info once we're done and we'll get everything rocking and rolling for you guys. And I will be watching from afar, maybe scoring some fish and wishing I could get that sunshine.
Awesome, man. Well, Eric, I appreciate you and we'll talk to you soon, man.
Thank you. Have a great night, guys.
Yep. You too, Eric. All right. So again, that's Eric. Super, super cool dude. Looking forward to this event and getting to see you guys. We're at that hour mark. So again, we're going to do our due diligence and wrap up this captain's meeting and Ocalapalooza event. If you guys have any questions, you know, you can reach out to me. Say hi to my wife. She's over here. And yeah, we're super excited about this. I'm excited about Rodman. I'm just ready to get out on the water and hang out with you guys and try to put 5 fish in the boat. I've had fun. Rodman is fun. And the weather's beautiful. What can we ask for, right? It's February and 85 outside. So,
and the forecast is going to be nice, and it looks
like about time.
A tournament that has good weather. Yes,
I know. We have not had a tournament that's been big bass producing weather. I think Fellsmere. I think our first event of the year was was good, and then everything in between that has been just absolutely cold, windy, rainy. So I'm excited. I'm like jittery. I'm ready to get out on the water and go do some fishing. So I know there's some folks staying down at the south end and there. If you're staying, be safe. Look forward to seeing you guys at the award ceremony. Kenwood, I'll be at Kenwood Boat Ramp. So I look forward to, if you're launching from there, I'll probably see you in the morning. Yes, fog in the morning. Yes, definitely be careful. It's been real foggy in the morning. So definitely be careful there. Stay out of the channel. Hug the bank. If you're in the middle of the lake, you're probably fine because no one's running fast in there with the sticks. But definitely stay vigilant of your surroundings. For is it Morales? Last name Morales. We will make a post on the Florida Kayak Bass Trail official page on Facebook. If you're not a member of that, I'm going to invite you now. Morales. It's Marvin Morales, right? Is that the first name?
Yeah.
Marvin Morales. I will add you. If you can't find it, just request access to the Florida Kayak Bass Trail official page. And then that's where you will upload your catch board. I'll make a post immediately following this. You drop a comment with a photo of your board and we will give you a thumbs up. And if we comment on it, it'll be whatever you need to do to fix it to make sure that you're good to go for Saturday. And if you need help with fishing chaos, reach out to me or your buddies, and they'll make sure you're squared away in regards to your settings. Make sure you update your app. Make sure your settings are good to go so that you guys can be squared away.
Here's a question for earlier that we didn't get. The new members have to submit a practice photo.
It's not required.
It's not a bad idea to upload it to make sure your locations and everything is on.
Yep. And you can show Marvin how to do that, and I'll go in and make sure it's squared away for him and get in contact with him. But yeah, that's it, guys. That's going to conclude the captain's meeting for Rodman. If you just hopped on, make sure you drop your name in the comment section below. But I think Todd has 2 questions that he wants to ask you before we end it here.
Yeah, well, it's a little bit late now because we don't have much time to add it on. But I was going to ask, what is the overall length you think is going to win the tournament? And then also, what bait do you think it will be won on? So it's a little bit late now, but we'll find out.
Okay. All right. I put it in the comment section below, but yep, I don't see anybody commenting just yet. I think it's going to take about, I think
we'll see it on Facebook.
I think about 102, 103 could win it.
I think it's going to be 98.
103, and I'll say 100, and it's going to be what do you think? I'm trying to think what will be a good fish. There we go.
I think it's going to be a rattle trap. A lipless.
A lipless, oh, good. Jerk bait, anything really. I'm just going to put the whole tackle box out there and see what they bite.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, we appreciate it. Make sure you drop your name in the comment section below. And yeah, we look forward to seeing you out there on Saturday. Be safe driving up to Rodman, and we'll see you at 4:15 on Saturday afternoon at the award ceremony if you're not at the same boat ramp I'm at. So be safe in tight lines.
Peace out.